Good evening, everyone. I'm Kimberly Scott. Brad and Jenny have the night off, so glad to be with you tonight. We begin tonight with the infamous game. Did you see it? The last-second goal that helped Team USA win a dramatic match, helping the team advance in the World Cup. Well, if you didn't see it or if you just want to see it again, Marissa Lynn is here to bring us all the highlights.
Well, if you're a baseball...
And it would also allow the residents in the contaminated neighborhood to move out to make way for construction. Senior reporter George Escala joins us live from the newsroom. And George, finding the money to pay for all of this could prove to be a problem.
Yeah,
thanks a lot, George. From one George to another George. Time now for a quick look at the forecast. Chief Meteorologist George Myers. George, I don't know how you can say it's hot in another way, but it's all yours.
Yeah, I think we've exhausted every...
We're at the corner of Clifton and Ohio Street, just off the Wrightsboro Road. This evening, officers were called out because they were trying to serve warrants on two different residents. The discussion about the water issue, it will continue for quite a while. At tonight's meeting, they kind of hammered out or talked about some things that they talked about in a prior meeting to say, okay, have we met these deadlines? Did we come up, to a closure on any of the issues that were of concern? Well, tonight we have learned that the Valley Public Service will take over the water in the Graniteville area on January the 29th. That's considered the closing date. That's when all of this will become official. They will serve about 500 customers, and to keep the water running for those customers, they're going to have to replace all of the sewage pipes in the area. That's going to be pretty costly. So coming up tonight on 5:30 and at 6 o'clock, we will tell you why this seems like it's a sweet deal and what they'll have to do before they sign on the dotted line. Reporting live in Gloverville, I'm Kimberly Scott, WJBF News Channel 6. We close the capsule tonight with prosecutors asking for a psychiatric evaluation for Anthony. 90 minutes of news continues in just a moment, but first, a quick look at our forecast with Chief Meteorologist George Myers. And George, might we see some relief this weekend from the heat?
Yeah.
Sports coverage you can count on.
Well, hello, I'm Kimberly Scott. Chris Kane is out tonight, but we have sports as we begin with the College World Series action as Clemson was in action today in Omaha. The Tigers beat top national seed Arizona. Hello, everyone. I'm Kimberly Scott. Brad's off tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We begin tonight with the story of a 10-year-old boy who is being called a hero tonight. This after he tried to keep a pit bull from attacking his 5-year-old sister. Joy Howe is live in the newsroom with tonight's big story. And Joy, the young man, he faced a very scary situation, but you know what? It was his sister, so he didn't back down.
Sometimes the best.
Very funny. They had a lot of fun there. No, I didn't.
I didn't watch last night either.
Oh, gosh.
We were working.
We were
I don't know what you were doing.
last night. Where were you?
He and J-Lo have the same hair, though.
That's what he said last night. They do. The highlights and everything.
Everything, exactly. Blowing in the wind, you can't tell the difference. All right. Speaking of wind.
Speaking of wind,
we begin tonight with a developing story to tell you about. Two arrests in connection with the body found at the Savannah Suites on Wrightsboro Road earlier this week. Richmond's Augusta commissioners finally check out the plan to reorganize the city government. Commissioners approved one. We're joined now by Chief Meteorologist George Myers. George, what's new?
Kim and I were talking during the break. How can we go into weather saying something different other than it's hot or it's sunny? And we didn't come up with a thing.
You could say it's sunny and hot rather than hot and sunny.
I should have thought of that days ago.
It's new.
Let's take a look at what's coming up.
Thanks a lot, George. Well, it can be considered the latest chapter for downtown Augusta. The city's new library is open for business, and it's been a long battle to bring Augusta's book lending into the 21st century. But all of that work has finally paid off. Count on senior reporter George Escala joining us now. Now, George, this one could be said it's for the history books. We begin tonight with a look at a rash of home invasions across the Augusta area. Richmond County investigators say 3 home invasions happened in a 13-hour period. But get this, they say that they don't think that they're connected at all. Count on News Channel 6's Archith Shashadri. He's live in the newsroom. Now, Archith, investigators are looking for a lot of answers in all of this. It's a picture-perfect ending that was months in the making. That union started here.
The whole purpose behind Prayers for Baby Logan was because we had a match. Everything was great. He was admitted the night before surgery. They found out that she couldn't donate to him.
2-year-old Logan Guess had renal failure and needed a kidney transplant. Katrina and Shannon were former high school classmates who lost track of each other until they reconnected on Facebook.
So Shannon posted a Prayers for Baby Logan on Facebook, and I just for 2 weeks just kept going back to it, and the Lord just kept saying that was it.
So this mother of 4 started the process in February of 2010, and 4 months later she was able to give a kidney.
I feel honored. and I'm grateful to be able to help save a life and be a part of a miracle.
Generally, it's not a problem. We can place an adult kidney for most people, in most children.
Logan's doctor says that he's doing well and everything is functioning normally.
Want to sit up? I think they match. Look how cool that is. Mine are pink.
And before this, his eyes were completely black. I mean, he just looks good. His color, everybody that's seen him just says how good he looks.
Katrina, who has a 2-year-old of her own, says Logan deserves a chance.
And I thought, if I was in that position, I would want somebody to do the same for me. And then, he deserves a life just like everybody else.
And for a mother who looked to a higher power and cyberspace hoping for an answer.
What do you say? I mean, thank you just isn't enough. I just don't even know. I don't know.
She's grateful for the gift of life that only a mother can give. In Augusta, Kimberly Scott, WJBF, News Channel 6.